and welcome back to the channel. Today we have our 90-day/100 ride Peloton review, and I want to walk through just a few things on the Peloton that I want to share with everybody. The first thing I would say with the Peloton is the question I get asked most often is how expensive is it, right? And understand that when you buy a Peloton, you're probably going to spend somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,000 to $3,000 for the initial investment. Is it worth it? Depends on how much you'll use it. I know we use ours every day, or I use it every day. My wife uses it probably twice a week, so for us the investment has been well worth it so far. But that's the biggest question I get all the time with the Peloton. Is the first one is price. The second thing I get quite frequently is, how does it do it being a bike? For us, again, I am an avid outdoor bike rider. Little bit of mountain biking, trail riding, not a lot. Much more road bike riding. After having this bike, I was able to go out and do my 12.5 mile loop that I did all summer. Check out the link up here in the video. I'll throw it up here for the video that we did. But doing that link and going in and checking it out, I was able to go in and actually best my 12.5 mile time by about 3 minutes, which is really, really quick actually. So we actually made a pretty substantial difference in the ride. So I think it does a great job of being a bike ride. The community is amazing on Peloton. You'll get a lot of great folks out there. There's a ton of great instructors, so there's a lot of really, really good stuff. So as I was thinking about putting this video together, what came to mind for me is I want to talk about my top 3 things on the Peloton, and then maybe the 1 or 2 things again on the Peloton, similar to what I did on the 30-day review. Now we just had more time to expand it on what I like. So the number one thing on the Peloton I love is the leaderboard. The competitive nature of it is great. There are pros and cons to the leaderboard as well. There are people that cheat the system. I don't understand why. Like, what's the benefit of you going in and calibrating your bike differently so you can look like a rock star? You know yourself you didn't do anything, so I don't understand why people would do what they do. But it's pretty fun to go out there and be competitive and try to finish in the top 1% of the rides that you do. I've had many rides now that I finished top 10 on a live ride, which is a heck of a lot of fun, and it really challenges me to push myself to be better, which is great. So I think that's the first thing, is the community, the leaderboard, I think is awesome on the Peloton. The second thing is just, again, 90 days in, the build quality is amazing on the bike. No issues. I had one issue once where my screen wouldn't work. I called the help center. The person on the phone walked me through it. We got it reset in less than 10 minutes. It was great. I was good to go again. And they were ready to send me a new monitor if I needed to right away. So I would say the customer service has been top notch. The build quality has been great. The bike is still incredibly quiet, no issues. Love riding it, so that's great. The third thing I would tell you is, for me, it's just the amount of sheer content available. As someone who's trying to create content, it's not easy all the time coming up with something new or different to do. Peloton has done an absolutely outstanding job of creating content. So whether it's going to be, bike riding, you want to do yoga, you want to do floor exercises, pre-warm-ups, stretching, there's so much stuff on there, and what they've done with that is great. So there's just so much really cool stuff in there. The only negatives I would say, and again, I'll have 2, the price is still a concern for a lot of people. That's still the main downside, right? Still a lot of money. And it does feel like for a lot of folks that it's, is a wasteful purchase. A lot of people you tell me on Peloton, like, oh, I can't believe you spent that much money on a bike. Yeah. I also spent, over $1,000 on my road bike too, because I ride it a lot. So, I think about what you spend money on and what's worth it to you. Is your fitness journey worth $1,000 or $2,000 investment? If you're going to use it, it absolutely is. So, but I would still say the price is still the most expensive. Even buying some of the secondary stuff on Peloton. The clothing tends to be a little bit pricey. I got my wife a really cool limited edition Boston sweatshirt. I got a Boston Peloton t-shirt, which are really high quality gear, but it is a little bit pricey. So I would say price is probably the biggest demerit to the Peloton. The other one I would say is, again, if you want to be on the leaderboard, you have to get beyond what the coaches give you. And I found that in almost every ride, including doing some of the pro cycling rides. You have to get well beyond what the coaches are giving the advice. Now, the way I look at that is it's also kind of think about anything you do in life. Like what the coaches are giving us is how to get to the middle. If you follow what the coaches do and you follow to that even the upper end of that guideline, you'll probably finish top 25%. If you really want to be top 10%, top 5%, top 1%, start to get into those, top 1% of the live rides, you do need to be more on purpose. And again, check out this video up here. This is a link to my 100th ride. You'll see what we have to do to get in the top 5 on a 100 ride, on a live ride, excuse me. And that's, literally 80 to 100% resistance at, 45 to 60% cadence for the whole ride. Man, it kicks your ass. Like, you are tired, you're sweaty, you're done at the end. But if you do it, you will finish in that top. It pushes you to be better. So overall, again, if I had to give a rating for the Peloton after owning it for the last, let's say, 90 days, 100 rides, I'd give the Peloton a solid A. I was between an A and an A minus, and again, the only thing I would tell you, the only demerit to me would be, having to go beyond what the instructors do to be at the top of the leaderboard and that cost. But again, those are minimal, and you understand that going into it. And not everybody's wired like I am, where they're going to go crazy and have to attack the rides like I do. So, again, huge pros, community / leaderboard, build quality, just the level of content that's available, demerits, high cost, I would say, is the big one, and then, having to go beyond what the instructor said. So, again, solid A. I would buy it, recommend highly to anyone on here that wants to do it. It's a great winter exercise. Go get your Peloton bike. If you're thinking about it, you will not regret it. You will absolutely love it. That's all we got today for our review. Thank you for checking out the channel. This is the first video I get to do with 100 subscribers on there, so woo! Thank you all. I appreciate it. Let's get us up to 1,000 subscribers this year. Let's get out there, get some great exercise in, have a lot of fun. Please hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell. New videos come in all the time. We say thank you for checking us out. Have an amazing day. Thanks for Mayhem Fitness.